How to deal with intern who can't even do basic tasks. As the title says, I've been mentoring an intern for 9-10 weeks now and they haven't improved nearly enough. They aren't capable of doing basic tasks like comparing two strings and when we do a code review. They don't even know basic things like hash maps and how maps has a key value pair. They can't even make a basic SQL select statement without asking me over and over. And they don't understand for loops or if and else if conditionals in Java, which is the last straw. The problem is, they got their internship extended but no one on the team wants to work with them because they are very incompetent and don't bother to read the code for 5 minutes before asking a question that is really basic. Even the other intern is picking things up and understanding. I think it's best if they were let go because they aren't helping and it takes way too much time to explain how a map of string values works when they should be looking it up. If they can't understand basic syntax and paradigms and don't bother to look them up, then how are we supposed to help? This has been going on for too long now. Should I tell my senior tech lead and try and explain that the intern isn't cut out for this? Or tell my manager even though they were the one who hired this clearly unqualified person? What should I do? Please help. Edit. I have 2 interns who both had the same walkthroughs. Examples and resources. One intern is doing really well. And the other intern is the one I'm describing here. Yes, I've been handholding and have been trying to teach in every way possible from drawings to code. Examples to using W3 schools. There are other interns at the company that do similar work with similar guidance, but they are all doing well. It's only this one of 2 that I have. Thank you all for your help. Edit. 2. My manager hired the intern. I want to tell my manager that the intern shouldn't be given an extension as they cannot complete any work, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. My tech lead is not the person who hired the intern. How are there people on this sub grinding hundreds of LeetCode questions and submitting like 500 applications and not getting even one interview, but this guy gets hired? How far along are they in their degree? Sounds like they found your new manager. What kind of company extends an internship without asking the team that works with the intern? Should have hired me instead. Just think. With how the market is. Maybe 100,000, 200 other. Possibly better. Candidates desperately searching for an internship got turned down for this person. I've witnessed this kind of incompetence before. Even though I was just a student. I was a freshman helping a classmate with his project. His code was horrible. Quickly I realized I couldn't just read his code and give him some tips. No. I had to tell him exactly what to write. But even that was hard. At one point I told him, okay. Now print that value to the console, and he actually typed. Now print that to value to the console. I was dumbfounded. How did he or she even pass the technical interview then, lol? If I was a manager, I would have a talk with him one-on-one about him not meeting expectations and that there's no way they can continue in this field if they don't bother to look up basic syntax and try to understand it. Look, here's your game plan. 1. Fire this kid. 2. Hire me instead, cause I'm no code god, but even I can compare some strings and do some for loops. And for everything else. I mean, I basically live on Stack Overflow at this point anyway. Seems like your interview process has some flaws, honestly. If they don't know how to compare 2 strings or what is a key value pair, how did they even get hired? What you have to do is set some boundaries. Say you're available 30 minutes per day to help, and they should save up all their questions. After that, you're not available until your next appointment. Your boss should approve this plan if he wants you to get your own work done. Stop extending the internship and don't hire them. Other than that, they're an intern. They're not supposed to be useful. They're there to learn. Timebox your mentoring so you can still get your work done. I'd try to give them a bite-sized project and carve out 1 hour a week for mentoring answer questions, review code, etc. Should I tell my senior tech lead and try and explain that the intern isn't cut out for this? Tell them the intern is a nice person but they should stop offering him extensions. Sounds like a nepo baby. Lol, I had an intermediate contractor from an outsourced company I had to do code reviews for who fundamentally didn't understand the basic concept of variables. Refactored stuff like int free tokens 5, double max distance 12.0, 2, int 5 double 12.0. Here I am busting my ass and still couldn't get extended offer. Life sucks. Knowing people like this get hired and I'm out here grinding LeetCode hards and stuck in a no growth front-end position makes me want to just jump off a cliff. On our experienced devs, there was a post about op dealing with someone like that. He named it Parasite Programmer. When you search you can find. The parasite uses people kindness and support to survive as long as possible. Working with them is alright at first. But in time when things don't improve, it becomes torture to deal with them. We had someone like that. I remember feeling angry sometimes. And again every time I had to help his very simple problems again and again. He had no idea what is he doing. He somehow found job at respected bank. I felt relieved so much when it happened. Dude got hired and I can't even get a phone call lol, while my GitHub and portfolio has hundreds of loops and string comparisons. You just be polite as can be and try not give the intern much of your time. It's not your problem. This is a manager problem. If the intern is causing you to not meet expectations at your job, then you can chat with your manager because you need help. Not because the intern is needing help. Fire them and hire me. 2 birds, 1 stone. I've mentored people like that, and I basically told them bluntly that I will not teach them how to code or read code. If they ask a question that I believe falls under that category, I will tell them to get on Udemy and start watching some videos. If it's a question I think is worth my time, I will gladly help them. If they improve, I encourage them. It's time for tough love. Can you fire them and hire me? I've built projects and I can't get work. How do people with zero technical knowledge get these positions? Everyone learns at their own rate. Remember, show it, do it, teach it. If all you do is show and expect the do, it won't solidify for them. Make them teach each other and even show you because I made a mistake. Can one of you remember how? Making them teach each other also removes you, the professional scary gonna fire my ass person, from the equation. I can't fathom not telling your manager sooner. Either your interview process needs some updates, or the intern is related to an executive, and you should ask for them to rotate between team members for coaching in that worst case. If one is doing well and the other isn't, it's likely that the one doing well learns the way you teach, and the other one needs a different style. I'd try giving some very basic exercises to start instead of task work. Basically meet them where they are and not where you'd prefer they'd be. Even if they end up not learning at all, you'll pick up some really valuable teaching and communication skills that'll help you develop into a better engineer.